Welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to be replacing the transmission pan on the old K5. We're going to be replacing it with this. This is the fabricated aluminum pan from Jegs. That's unrelated. It's a nice aluminum trans pan with a fairly thick flange. We'll see how it works. My current one's pretty dented and leaking, so I told myself next time I was going to do any sort of transmission service, I was going to replace the pan with something with a drain plug. The stock one does not have a drain plug. But we got that, and while we're at it, we're also going to do a filter change, just because. And let's get started. Alright, first thing we're going to do is actually loosen these bolts on the back side. I'm not going to take them off. That's going to come into play a little later. Alright. Those are loose. I'm going to buzz off most of these bolts. Just trying to avoid that. So I'm going to start undoing these other bolts. And I'm going to remove this front bolt. This should be the last one. Come on. Here I was thinking that was going to fall. It usually falls. So there we go. That's what we're looking for. Fluid's nice and red, so that's a good sign. So that's all just kind of draining down. Wipe off that drive shaft. The thing about transmission fluid is it actually kind of does a good job of cleaning stuff, just because it's, well, it's full of all the detergents. Alright, so now I'm going to get into the path of fire. Get under here. Oh. Alright, it's mostly gone. So I'm going to hold that up, move the last bolt, and hopefully not get a whole bunch of transmission fluid on my head. I just got a little on my cheek. Okay. Alright. And I'm going to peel off the old gasket. This right here is the filter. We're going to take a flathead screwdriver, undo the 2 bolts that hold the filter in. I guess I should say screws. Place them on a paper towel. Just keep it clean. I'm going to put that down on the put it down on the actual floor. That was convenient. That stayed. And see if I can get both of these started about the same time. That's one. And two. Alright, gasket's in the right spot. Now I'm just going to take my very oily fucker. Alrighty then, so I found the extra screw, cleaned it off, stuck it back on. So now we are ready for the shiny oil pan. Very shiny. So I've got my gasket lightly held on with a little bit of RTV, just enough to hold it in place. So while we're doing that, I'm going to get a couple of screws provided. It came with these, let me show you, some fancy pants Allen fasteners. I'm going to get 3 of those ready with their washers. Maybe I want to put it on the right way. Well, and of course I dropped one of them. Get these guys started. All right, that's one of them. All right, get the third up there. So the reason I put RTV on the gasket, I just did a little dabs on the corners. That's just because it was a little folded up and I wanted it to stay put. So I just kind of gently draw that up, still keep it pretty loose. Still loose. That way you can move around if need be. Tighten this guy. And I'm going to go put the rest of them in off camera. There she is, all installed, all the bolts fastened, done up nice and tight, and ready to go. The one trick is you don't want to torque these down too much. If you do, it'll push the gasket out and ruin the gasket, and then you'll get more leaks, which is the whole thing we're trying to avoid with this. So be careful, but now it's time to go topside and fill her up. I'm going to pull the drain, or the dipstick, put it aside. So take a funnel. So the stock capacity of a TH350 automatic transmission. The pan is about 4 quarts, which is actually about how much I have left in this jug. I'm just going to fill it most of the way, so probably put about 3 to 3.5 in. That way I don't overfill it, because it's a lot easier to pull, to add more than there is to, you know, take some out. All right, that should be good. So next step is going to be to run it, get that fluid circulating, get the transmission nice and hot, and then check it again. But it's getting late. I don't feel like going outside, so that's all we're going to do for today.